Yo! Hello, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome in. My name's Mikey. Welcome to this live stream. Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing today? Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for popping by. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having a lovely day. My YouTube seems to be a bit bugged, so I think I'm live. I am starting a bit late. I do apologise. I kind of came up with this stream idea like a couple of minutes later than I was hoping. So then I had to make the thumbnail, and I was like, oh, I need to get all the shit together. And I was like, wait a minute, I haven't done that. Fuck. But we've got it all sorted. We've got a fun one today. I think I wanted to kind of, we've got a few events under our belt now. We've got a few tournaments that have been happening and stuff. And I would like to start having a look at like a bit of a deep dive of like, why is everybody scoring 100 points? 11th edition is supposed to be more interactive. You've got these missions against each other. Why is everyone scoring max points? What is happening? That's all I want to talk about today. So thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Love you all. I'm just going to quickly fix the monitor behind me because it's fucked. I was running a bit late today. We had a bit of drama. Chat, I nearly died last night. Can you believe it? Would you believe me if I said I nearly died last night? No, no. Would you believe if I said I nearly died? I also saved a dog and a child. All right, I was like the local Superman. I was like the local Superman. I didn't die, but I nearly did. So I don't know what happened, but last night I got in from Gundam, as you do, you know, been to play a little bit of Gundam, flying some suits in my little card games. I come back and I'm like, oh, it smells well smoky by here. Why is it so smoky? It was over a fire at like 10 o'clock at night, right? And I was like, you know, like I'm gonna be crass now, so I do apologize. I was like, it's them ones down the road, innit? You know what I mean? I'm not going to add any more to that, but it's that family down the road. Anyway, I don't think anything of it. I played my little Dark Souls on my Steam Deck. George is in bed and she's like, bloody hell, it's so smoky. Who's having a fire at like 11 o'clock at night? And I'm like, that's so weird, but I can smell a bit of smoke. It must be quite far away. But anyway, it gets to like quarter to midnight or something like that. I fucking get a text off George. She's in bed and she's like, there's a bit of commotion. And then as she said that, a loud bang. And I was like, what the fuck? I go upstairs. I'm like, what was that? I look outside. Someone's house is literally on fire. Sorry, more specifically, someone's garden is on fire. Not like they're having a fire. It is on fire. It is like erupting in flames. So I'm like, hello? Do you need help? And they're just like absolutely like not listening. So I run downstairs and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I get my fucking, like, we've got 2 bins because we like that. We've got a recycling bin. I chuck everything out on the floor. I start filling it all with water. I run around with a bin of water, throw it on the fire, and it goes out, chat. And it goes out. Save the day. Saved by the bin. That's what they say. It was much less dramatic than that because there's loads of people there. So I just turned up with half a bin full of water. And they're like, is that more water? I'm like, yeah. And then someone takes it off me, chucks it on the already put out fire. Was still like embering. It was still like full of ash and stuff. It wasn't like I turned up half an hour late. But they were like, is that more water? And then they used that to like put out the embers. But there was a child and a dog in the house. So you could arguably say that I saved the world that day, that evening. I only count Binface. Oh, shout out to Count Binface. Thanks out to one of the recyclatrons being in my house. It was really my recycling bin as well, which made it quite funny. So yeah, so I'm gonna say I saved the day. So it was pretty bad though. Like the house, like when they took war on the house, because basically I think what they've done, I don't fully understand, because I was like, the fire engine is here now. My bit is done. I'm gonna go to bed. You know, like once the fire engine's there and there's also 0 fire now, I don't know what I could add to this situation. I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go home. So, but when they were like chucking the water on the house, because it was like the bit that I brought, it was like evaporate straight away. It was like sizzling, you know what I mean? It was like crazy. So it obviously been burning for a while. I don't fully know what happened, but I think like the kid, I say kid, like probably a teenager, got like locked out or something. They were waiting for someone to come home, and I think they'd had like a cigarette and they'd thrown it onto the garden. Then the garden erupted into flames because it's been so dry for the past week and a half. So don't do that. That is not the wisest idea, to be honest. Don't chuck cigarette. I almost said, like, and I keep catching myself, right? Because in the UK, we call cigarettes like what other people would consider a slur, you know? We call cigarettes a slur word, but in the UK it's very normal, and we don't really use that slur word to describe people at all. But if I said it to like an American, they'd be like, whereas I say it to someone in the UK, they're like, yeah, cigarette. Yeah. It starts with an F, right? So I keep catching myself. I'm trying not to say it, but it's also, I don't know, I'm trying not to say it just because I don't want to offend anyone, but it's also just so normal in the UK to say this word. It just isn't considered a slur. You know what I mean? It's also probably really bad to throw out on YouTube. Yeah, like contextually, I don't think it's a bad word in this regard, but just because of where I live and how normal it is, like any other country, it's like, what the fuck? Why would you say that? But yeah, so don't throw your cigarette ends into a local bush or your garden. That's not very wise. Waiting for the press release. Man litters as fire next door is extinguished. I littered all my recycling onto my kitchen floor. Yep, I did litter. So, but what I will say, speaking of heat, God chat, you know, look, I love G Fuel as much as the next man, but this is my first coffee in about 3 weeks because it's been so hot. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've not had coffee in ages. I've had a lot of iced coffee, but I've not had much coffee because it's been so warm, and today it's like cloudy, probably because of all the smoke last night. But it's actually like quite cool, which is quite nice. So I might have to go make a brew. Nice. Chat, can I show you something? Can I show you something? I'm going to show you. I can't show you. I can't show you much yet. But I have been working on something, but I just need to hide. I just need to hide what I can and can't show you. I can show you this, I think. I want to show you something. So, like, because I need a little bit of a dopamine hit, all right? I was, like, played Dark Souls, and then because I was quite awake because of all the excitement, I finished something I've been working on. Well, not finished it. I've, like, got it into, like, a good working state that I can show you. I've been working on something in the background, okay? And I don't know if I'm going to go ahead with it, but I feel like I can share it with the few people that have turned up first thing this morning. This isn't the formal announcement, okay? I'm not going to give you the spiel. I'm going to save that, okay? I'm not going to give you the full spiel. I'm not going to give you the why I want this to exist, why I've made it. I just want to show you and I want to know what you think, okay? So this is a map, okay? This is a map that you can move around. You can zoom in. You can zoom out. You can do worldwide. You know, we can scroll around the earth if you want to. Fun story with a lot of map providers. You're not actually spinning around a globe. You scroll it across a big picture. That's why there's pins there, and there's not pins there. There's a fun fact for you. But anyway, I have like a little. I can do a little scroll around. I can zoom in. I can see all my little roads. I can see this pin. That sounds exciting, right? You know, we've got another pin here. As an example. A little pin there. That's cool. We got some yellow pins here. That's exciting. I wonder what the colours mean. Oh, maybe he's referring to these filters. Interesting. Maybe I'm like, maps are cool. Maybe I want to look at a calendar. All right, there's not 5 events showing. Huh. That's interesting. Don't know why it says that. That's not right. Huh. Look at that. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe I want to look at a list and I can like, I can see like a bunch of tags. I can see dates. I can see venues. I can see location. I can like click view event and I can see the event that it's linked. I'm not going to show you any more. I'm just curious, chat. What do you think about that as a concept? Because I'm trying to fix a problem I have, you know? I'm trying to fix a problem I have, and I think I might have fixed it, you know? You joining the map? I'm joining the map, then. I don't want to show too much. I don't want to leak too much. I just want to, like, say, what do you think to that? If it's a wide community thing, that's sick. Yeah. Yeah, let's say, like, countrywide. How cool would that be? You know? Like an actual searchable thing, you know? That's what I've been cooking, you know? I've been a busy butt. I feel like I've done nothing, so I needed to show you. Because I feel like I'm achieving nothing. But the problem is when I'm doing one thing, I'm not doing another. So I feel like, I've been doing this, which is not achieving anything. It is achieving something, but it's not just like making videos or preparing for streams, etc. So I just wanted to show you, see what you thought. Yeah, it's something that I'm cooking. Something I'm cooking. I've shared it with a few people. I've had a lot of interesting feedback. I've had like ideas, such as like adding singles and teams as a tag rather than having it just as like singles event, basically singles events right now. Let's have a teams tag. I've had like a couple of formatting issues on certain phones, which is a bit annoying. I've had like interesting ideas to way to submit to it. Because like BTP is crap in it as a search function. It is crap, let's be honest. I can find events. I can find... I think, to be honest, I think it's good for finding results. I don't think it's good for finding events, you know? That's my problem with it. That's my problem with BCP. I don't think it's good at finding events. Especially, like, specifically with, like, good filters that just work. With search, you know, with calendar, with, like, just you got, like, list, calendar, and then a map function that actually functions. If I go to BCP and I search, you know, I mean, it's doable. I want to look within... I have to, like, do loads of typing. Maybe I want to go within 500 miles. Maybe we don't have minimum players or minimum events. Like, it works. It just says England, though, which is not really helpful for me for traveling around. Some of them says Dublin. That one does say Newcastle. You know? But there's also, like, loads of leagues and stuff. I mean, and then the map is, like... Like, how do I use the map? I can't use Control plus Scroll because I have a plugin in. And then I don't have like links or anything. Oh, that's me. That's me. You know, it works, but it's not great. So, yeah. That's what I've been thinking anyway. That's what I've been thinking. But yeah, it wouldn't just be for my own events, so it'd be a very small map. Imagine. Yeah, Mikey's got his own events on this map. He's got just his own events, don't worry about it. But I'm talking to some local TOs about it. I'm asking for their feedback before I do any real announcements. My main issue is like the vacuum in the room is really fucking annoying. So I want to be able to like take some ownership back as like an independent, you know. I mean, that's enough I need to say about it. But yeah, I think you can like kind of like read between the lines what I'm trying to say. However, that's not what you've come for. You've come to talk about 40k, haven't you? You know, let's be honest. You've come to talk about 40k. I'm just reading the message. I love the map feature. It drops pins on the day you pick where events. That's fucking amazing. Yeah, it is fucking amazing. Thanks. That is fucking amazing. Okay, so 11th edition has been out for about a month. About 4 weeks now. We've been playing 11th edition. We are 1 week away from our first balance pass, 22nd of July. That's the rumor, i.e. what Games Workshop said. They are going to be announcing a balance patch in 1 week's time. Hopefully, be able to cover it on the stream. I hope they drop it around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning, because I really love to have a look at that directly. The first real FAQ of 11th edition. Now, I don't know if they're going to be doing anything too crazy with the first FAQ of 11th edition, but I imagine it's going to be a lot of the stuff that we saw in the Tacoma Open FAQ. And then maybe some extra stuff that either they've not thought about or learned from that event, for example. That's kind of what I'm hoping, because I think 11th edition as a whole works as quite a decent game. I do think there's some very real issues. I think there's issues with terrain. I think there's issues with like the new towering. You know, like for example, being able to tow in terrain for any model. I think that's a big issue. I think Taurin's an issue. I think Taurin's really strong. The +1 to hit to basically give out ignores cover is pretty brutal. I also think the changeover has been really bad. I think the idea of having this huge changeover and then not really addressing like half of the core rules is pretty cringe and pretty awful. However, I think as like a core of a game, as an idea, I think it's pretty good. You know, like as always, it's a credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? Towering is an issue. That's so true. So I think the balance pass is going to be a very interesting time. I don't know if it's going to make a huge adjustment to like the strength of armies right now, but I think the first patch will be fixing stuff that doesn't work, you know. Do you think it'll just points changes and detachment point adjustments? I don't think so. I don't think that's the point of this. I don't think that's the point of the first patch. I think the first patch is like Tacoma Open, where it's like, this shit doesn't work, what do we do, you know? Or this is like a fundamental issue with the game, like Necrons reviving, you know? Like, we didn't expect that to happen, so we'd like to fix it. I think there's going to be that sort of thing this week, and then maybe we'll start seeing balances the week after. So they really shouldn't do half steps. Each edition should just be a fresh start. Yeah and no. I don't think we need an index every time, because that'll just tire people out in terms of buying rules. I don't mind like a handover edition, you know, like we've got now, where it's like, we'll take all the stuff we've learned, rewrite the game and make it better. The problem is when they rewrite the game, I just want the game to function. That's kind of like the bare minimum. When the bar's on the floor, I'm not asking a lot. But we haven't had that, which is very disappointing, to be honest. They should end the wars in the lore and have the whole edition where you don't armies just dance off. Bro, just dance 40k. Princess, you forgot to balance the game, princess. To the climbing wall with you, princess. To the climbing wall with you. Get out of those grippers for the. I'm stopping. I'm stopping. Sorry, chat. Sorry. Princess. Computer, generate me a climbing wall with grippers. Not those type of grippers, computer. I think the no secondary hand limit is an issue. You think these no secondary hand issues, no secondary hand size is an issue? It can be. Like, late game scoring is pretty good. Late game scoring is pretty good still. The fedora bucket hat moves close each time you say princess. Technically, all of the abilities to stay objective markers don't even work right now. Dave, watch my video. Dave, watch my video. I've had so many hate comments on that video, but they've done really well. People will be like, if you try and pull this, I'll break your neck. If you try and pull this, I'm leaving. And it's like, did you watch the rest of the video, bro? The point was, is if this means this. You know what I mean? It's only got 23,000 views. I mean, 23,000 views is nothing to sniff at. You know what I mean? Nothing to sniff at. I mean, it's only been downhill. It's only gone to 373, 77, 58, 23. But I get so many comments to be like, of course it could sticky. Or they go, well, Imperial Knights measure 40 mil from the center, obviously. And it's like, it doesn't say that, though, does it, bro? Little bro doesn't say that, you know? Where does it say set up a 40 mil marker in the middle? You know what I mean? So yeah, getting a lot of hate comments. I've just stopped replying now because I can't be bothered. There's a lot of people the same thing with the Sanguinor one. If the Sanguinor one's got 60k views, that's got a lot of hate comments as well, being like, of course he can move. It says unless otherwise stated, and he deep strikes in the charge phase. And I'm like, where does otherwise stated it say he's allowed to move in the movement phase? Because that's what that means. But you can see so you've got like 1 point. So this, I've got like a plugin, right, that shows me like how well a video's doing. This was 12.4. It's only got 23,000 views, but it's got 12.4 times the interaction. You know, so it's quite funny. Quite funny. Didn't realize that lethal hits were a choice in 11th edition either. There's a lot of things that I don't know as well. Like, I was reading, I think I saw it on Reddit this morning. There was like a snippet about deep striking turn 1, and I was like, wait, have I been playing this wrong? Who knew being right was such rage bait? Yeah, people just don't like it when you're right. You know what I mean? Like, jokes aside, people don't like it when you're right, because the problem is like, when I try and make like rules content, I try to be like really like over the top explaining, but even then people don't like it. You know what I mean? If they think you're wrong, you are wrong, without them people like actually checking if you are right or wrong. Yeah, it was this. Which I think is the 11th edition one. It's posted in r/Dark Angels. 40k, not Dark Angels. Dark Angels 40k. I'm always right. Is this why no one likes me? I think it's very that. It sounds like really big-headed. You know, it does sound really big-headed, but like, if someone like takes the time to like upload a video, they might be wrong, but chances are they're right if they're like quoting rules and putting them in front of you. To then say that they're wrong, I think is really dumb. You know what I mean? I think that's really, really strange energy. Like, come at me with the rules that proves me wrong, by all means. But just like, if I've posted a video and I've posted like Miraculous Savior on screen, and you go, he doesn't make an Ingress move, and I'm like, he does because it says he makes the Ingress move. You can't just say no, he doesn't, because it says it on the screen. You know what I mean? But yeah, so in my head, 11th edition, if you go into reserve turn 1, you can't deep strike because you can't use an Ingress move. And then strategic reserve says from turn 2. And it says reserves unit can arrive on the battlefield during the first battle round, excluding units placed in strategic reserve during the battle. So is this one of those where, like, if, like, you have Grey Knights, for example, like, Grey Knights have Gate of Infinity, or whatever it's called. Grey Knights have Gate of Infinity, yeah. If your army's faction is Grey Knight, at the end of your opponent's fight phase, you select a number of units from your army that are on the battlefield. Provided every one of those units has this ability, the maximum number of units can you select depends on the battle side as below. Once you have made your selections, remove those units in the battlefield and place them into strategic reserve. Now, my units are going into strategic reserve, but then Ingress, you know, Ingress move says, where does it say? Oh, does it say you can't do it turn 1? Maybe I've just fucking misread that completely. You can up down turn 1, yeah. I thought you couldn't. That's why I was confused. That's why I'm confused, bro. Where's setup? So can you up down turn 1 still? Where have I got the idea that you can't? Except for rapid ingress. That if someone's taking the time to make a YouTube video comment, it's aging really well from 5 minutes ago. Bro, I'm asking a question. I'm not trying to say I'm a fucking authority, but if I'm trying to explain that you can't detract turn 1 and someone quotes this, I'd be like, yeah, I'm wrong. But if I say you can't detract turn 1 and I post this, then someone says I'm wrong, why would you do that? It's in the core rules just above Ingress move. 20.02. Thank you. Someone's allowed you to be the battlefield. A place to reserve during the battle. Units that use such rules knows repositioned units. If using medium phase, such rules can be used on Why does it say if you can't arrive 10-1? So on the battlefield, each strategic reserve unit must make an ingress move. Unless otherwise stated, they can only do so from the second battle round onwards. Arriving from strategic reserve. So 20.0.3. You know? That's where it is. 20.0.3. Is it in the core rules, or is it just in the app? I knew I'd see it somewhere. Unless otherwise stated, they can only do so from the second battle round onwards. But then this says no units can arrive during the first battle round, excluding units placed in strategic reserve during the battle. So who wins? Can you lead strike turn 1 or not? Can I up down turn 1? Or is it like demons? Wait a minute. Or like, let me look at the Calidus. The Calidus. Abilities. Because this says remove it. Then, in the reinforcement stack of your next movement phase, set it up anywhere on the battlefield. So is it only stuff that says in the next movement phase you can set it up turn 1? Because that says set it up next turn, whereas Grey Knights go into strategic reserve. Unless otherwise stated, that pretty easily covers that pretty easily. Does it? Does it though? Is this the wrong sheet? Watch it. This will be the old one. Watch it. This will be the old one. This is from r/Dark Angels 40k. Is this the old one? No, he's searching more war missions. No. Is this the old one? Oh. That is the 10th one. Yeah. Chat. You can't. This is the 10th edition thing. I saw the picture. I was like, wait a minute. I literally saw the picture and said, wait a minute. Halt. This is the 10th edition pack. Fuck. I got bamboozled by r/archangels for the second time. Which is quite a lot of times. It's weird that it happened twice. Chat, don't search r/archangels, okay? You can uppies, but you can't uppies and downies in the same in turn 1. Unless it says so. Unless it says so. So the Calidus can up down turn 1. Then again, it says unless, yeah, unless otherwise stated. Yeah, I would say that's stated. So be downies that don't force you to come in at a certain point aren't legal turn 1. Yeah, so Grey Knights, let's bring up 39k Pro so you can actually see. I think we all meant to say Ascendium Descendiums, yeah. So Grey Knights, Gate of Infinity. If your army's Grey Knights, select number of units. They remove their units, put them to your reserve. No turn 1. Illegal. Illegal. Right? Because that just says they're going to reserve. Calidus Assassin. Original. Oh. In the next movement phase, set it up anywhere. You know, in the next movement phase, set up anyway. Turn 1, uppy downy. Uppies! That's what I'm going to start saying. Uppies! That's what I'm going to start saying in tournaments. I'm going to like, and then is that the end of your fight phase? Uppies! Uppy time! Uppies, princess! Uppies, princess. Is that what you think I should do, chat? Get in my opponent's head. I mean, that could work. I mean, that could be pretty beast, actually. So yeah, I think we figured it out. Did I put ice in here? I think I did. It's all melted. Let's go for a cheeky lemonade. What we got for today? We're gonna go for Super Saiyan. Ah! Me when I realise I'm right with the rules. Ah! Me with that 1 bucket of water saving the day yesterday. Having the best time. Not putting out fires. Chat, everyone just thinks I start fires. Actually, I put them out. What do you say to that? You know? Everyone thinks I just start fires. Actually, I just put them out. Sounds like a good way to get a slap. What do you mean? Not another one. Not another one that's physically threatening me because I read the rules to them. Uppies. They think that'd be beast. I think that'd be pretty beast. I'm going to do that from in the future. From this day forward. From this day forward. Coffee with a G Fuel chaser? Fuck yeah, dude. Coffee because nice, G Fuel for thirst and quenching. You know? With coffee, you're supposed to drink loads of water. Starts fights in comments, puts them out IRL. That's so true. That's so true, Black Knight. Okay, right. Right, so what we've learned is ignore r/Dark Angels 40k. You know? What we've realised is ignore Dark Flight. Ignore Dark Angels 40k. Only think about r/Dark Angels. Drop the 40k. It's cleaner. Right. Do you, chat, think that 11th edition is an easier game than 10th? Yes, no. Is it r/Dark Angels porn? Yes, mate. That's the little joke we're having. That's the little joke we're having together. Because r/Dark Angels is porn. r/Dark Angels 40k is wrong. You know? I mean, they weren't wrong. It was just misleading to circle that in 11th edition format. You know, let's circle our old rule. Sorry, 6 a.m. Yeah, good, bud. Yeah, good. I got you, fam. I got you. Half the players are still losing their game. So true. If 40k is so balanced, why is it late? Why is 50% of people still losing? Ooh. As I said yesterday, World Eaters subreddit is the peak of models posed like a Shane McMahon chair shot mixed with rules discussion. Exactly what you expect from the nails. It took me a minute to like understand what you're trying to say. Now I understand. Not played a game yet. Alpha Omega, did you know you're perfectly qualified to talk in r/Warhammer competitive then if you've never played a game? Because that's what it feels like I'm talking to when I post that. I would say the difficulty hasn't really changed. I played knights only so far. Felt pretty easy. Not much thinking. Yo, spooky kabuki. Thanks so much for the membership, dude. We appreciate it. Spooky kabuki. Thank you so much. Really kind of you. You, my friend, have just been entered into a giveaway. Just to let you know. At the end of this month, chat, I'm giving away, with price tag, the Lords of the Maelstrom. All of the Lords and all of the Maelstrom. I'm giving this away at the end of the month on our last stream of the month, whenever that may be. It'll be the end of July. So you've been entered to win one of these. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, you get an entry. You'll be getting an entry for being a member when I pull the draw. I didn't sneeze. I'm just really excited. You'll get an entry for when I pull the draw. If you super chat, you get an entry. If you become a member, you get an entry. If you give a membership, you get an entry. If you donate using the PayPal link, you'll get entries. And also, you can enter for free. Use expert T's and C's and chat. Frantic. Thank you, everyone. Frantic Snail. Thanks for the 78 months.
78 months.
Fuck. That's so long, bro. The price sticker is still hanging. I did try to take it off, as you can see. Wait, this side. I did try to take it off. But, like, I just want you to know how much the value it is. It's a £136 box. I'll send it you for free. 78 months, that's like almost a year. It's like at least a year. It's like at least a year. Frantic said, how long 78 months? That's like, what, 6.5 years now? Dude, you've been a member longer than I've been full time. I think you are, Frantic. I think you are the OG now. I think you've taken that title. So thank you so much for the 78 months, dude. That is absolutely insane. What's our next milestone? 7 years, right? Right? Would that be 82 months? No. Wait a minute. I can't do maths. 84. Why doesn't that maths work? It'd be 82 months, right? That's 6 years. 82 months. No, 7 years. I'm so confused. Yeah, 5 years is 60. Yeah. 84. 82. I'm so... Why is that maths just not working in my head? No, it's not 82, is it? Right, slow down. I don't know why I'm struggling so much. Right, I'm not looking. Okay, we want to be... Yeah, 84 months is the next milestone. That would be 9 years. Right? Oh, bro. What have you been doing? What are you doing here still? Dude, you're a fucking legend. Thank you so much. I don't know why I struggle with that maths. I was like, it's 82. Yeah, that's 7 years. No, 84 is the next milestone. 72 was the last milestone. I am an idiot. And that's why you don't subscribe to me for my elite math skills. I'm just not quite woken up yet, clearly. Yeah. Are you going to make it to 10 years, Francie? That's the question. Are you going to make it to 120? 120 blaze it? In some ways it is easy to learn, but it's definitely not £600 worth to relearn. Yo, that's so true. Out of all this chat, about everything I'm about to say, it's not worth 600 quid for someone to teach you how to learn to play. I've been a member through marriage, jobs, death, sickness, and health. You've been a member. Let me work it out. You've been a member. When did you become a member? What date was it? 7 to 8 months ago. January 13th, 2020. So you've been a member nearly as long as me and Georgie have been together. Isn't that weird? You've been as consistent as Georgie has in my lifetime. Alpha Omega! Thank you for the gifted, dude. Really appreciate it. What a legend. Not to make you parasocial, Frantic. All right. I'm not trying to make you parasocial. Please don't take it as parasocially. But I just think that's quite funny, like, in terms of length of time-wise. Mikey giving it the Princess Di. There were 3 of us in this marriage. It was quite crowded, wasn't it? But he's taking Frantic to Japan. He's been a member for 3 showers. So true. So true. Make it to 10 years, we'll be almost at 4. I was definitely subscribed before then too, as I remember watching your stream when I was hiding my engagement ring in a bank in 2018. Yeah, didn't you used to have a different account, like a different account name? You haven't always been Frantic Snail, but I remember you had like a profile picture, and you kept it, but the profile changed, I think. Anyway, man, appreciate it. Thanks so much. Where were we? Where were we? We were counting. We were talking about counting. But is 11th edition easier? Now, some of you might say it probably largely feels the same. However, I think what I'm trying to say when I say easier is that, like, I think the game is getting a very easy to score. And I kind of mentioned this on Monday, so I basically want to kind of like reiterate on that point and maybe elaborate a little bit more. However, I'm seeing, now not every single event, don't get me wrong, not every single event, but I'm seeing a lot of events with some very, very high scores, you know. One of them, the prime example being Tucker, with the Astra Militarum, who dropped 2 points out of 5 games in 1 game. Scored almost the maximum amount of points available over 5 games, only dropping 2 points, you know. Iron Weld, Ian and Power with Orks, dropped 4 points total. Second place, who was also undefeated, dropped only 6. That is just over 1 point a game dropped, you know, out of a maximum of 100. Jack Murphy, 300 on the first day, and then 86, which is probably like a score I would say is pretty normal. 95, quite high, you know. Like, again, this is what I would say is probably like quite a normal score. I wouldn't expect this order, but like I'd say this is probably like a more normal score. Again, kind of an interesting one, this one, because it's like 187, 95, 79. As you're getting later in the tournament, getting harder matches. And then in the final game, arguably the hardest match of the tournament, getting the most points. You know? Again, this one, Path to Glory, this is the one with the hidden list, guys. But this was like a what I would say like a normal score, like 98, 80s, 85s, 90s. This is like what I would consider a normal score. I don't know how they're doing places because look at the guy below him. 100, 190, 98, 100. Only losing 12 points. So just over 2 points a game. Liam Hackett, 99, 192, 95, 100. Again, fairly high scores. Eric Lathoris, dropping 10 points in the first game and then not even losing that many throughout the rest of the event. GT Tierra, 196, 197, 100. Like if it was like 1 or 2 people, if it was like Tucker, the big meme with Astra Militara, and being like, I only dropped 2 points over the weekend or whatever, I'm like, whatever, you know. But like, there is a lot of people scoring almost max or very, very high. You know what I mean? Now, I kind of mentioned this the other day. My initial thought before we go deep diving into the missions and stuff is that, like, one example I gave was a game I played on Sunday. I was playing Pairs of the Foe, Wargaming Task Force versus Take and Hold Eldar, okay? Now, we were playing Unstoppable Force and a Movable Object. One of the first missions we actually got hold of in 11th edition, which is, I think, is why I know it the most. I don't know every mission combination. I don't know every mission combination for the disposition I'm playing. Never mind every disposition combination throughout the game. There's quite a lot to consider. But because of these, I don't know the word for it. Is it asymmetric? What's the word for it? That how do we do this? But there's like a word for like how we're pairing missions right now. But basically, because we both played different missions, right? Let's pull up Take and Hold versus Purge the Foe. You know? So Unstoppable Force and a Movable Object. Okay. Dynamic. Is it dynamic? Dynamic, in my opinion, would be changing per. Is it still considered asymmetric? So, like this might be like a fundamental issue with Page the Foe, but just let me give this example. Is that, like, Unstoppable Force as a Page the Foe player, kill a unit, hold objectives, and then control a new objective. That's my mission, okay? That's my mission. Magobo, thanks for the 36 months, dude. Happy 3 years. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks for the 3 years. So yeah, so Unstoppable Force, like, kill stuff, hold new objectives, right? Immovable Object, which is the take and hold opposing mission, you know, at the end of the command phase, you get 5 for each objective you control, and then any battle round you could score 3 for holding the center. Okay. Now, I think largely, like, Purge the Foe has an easy mission. Don't get me wrong. Purge the Foe, I think, has 3 ways to score every turn, and then Take and Hold earlier has 2. I think that's a fundamental problem with an asymmetric mission, just out of like initial reading. However, what I realized was that because I played this mission a few times, is my opponent is constantly trying to grab the central objective. You know, they're constantly trying to grab the center because they only have 2 ways to score per turn until the final turn. Control the center and then control objectives. So I can't really stop them controlling the command phase, or well, I can attempt to, but I don't have any agency over stopping them controlling the middle too much. I can't, like, go and kill them off the middle to stop them scoring. I can kill them so they've got less stuff to score, but I have more agency over, like, stopping this than I do this. But I do have some agency. Whereas like this one, it's kind of like just kill stuff and hold objectives. So I'm scoring 1 less point than them for the main primary that they've got. And then I kill something and then I hold a new one. So I essentially score twice every turn and they only score once, you know? But what I realized with this asymmetric mission is I can play my mission because I just need to hold a new objective. I just need to kill stuff. But I can also hold the middle. If I'm holding the middle, ultimately I'm stopping my opponent scoring, you know? If they can't hold the middle at the end of their turn because either I've boxed it off with too much stuff, I've got way too high OC compared to what they can get to, I've got like a really horrible counter charge, I've got something with fight first on that objective that might heroic and might try and chop them up. Like there's all of these things that, like, I do have agency to stop them holding the center. And rather than just focusing on my own mission, the Unstoppable Force, where I'm killing stuff, holding new objectives and holding objectives and grabbing new ones, what I can do is actually think about controlling the middle just so my opponent can't. So not only am I scoring points by killing stuff and holding new objectives, I'm also stopping them, preventing them from scoring 3, you know? And, like, that's something that kind of, like, I kind of tweaked in that particular mission because I've played it a couple of times. Now, you might be like, well, how does that, my opponent scoring 100, so what does this mean? I think we've seen a lot of this, and again, this is before I deep dive into these missions and realize that none of this makes sense. But my initial thoughts when I started seeing a lot of 100-point wins was like, this is a clear player skill disparity because, or player, maybe not skill per se. I'm not saying everyone sucks who went against them, but maybe a player skill a disparity because like this is a prime example of playing your mission and trying to stop your opponent playing their mission. Because if I play my mission, I'll score a bunch of points. If my opponents play their mission, they'll score a bunch of points. And what it largely comes down to is secondary draw, you know? Do I draw secondaries that I could score max points on? Do I draw high-scoring secondaries that are relatively straightforward for my army? Or do I draw secondaries that are a bit rubbish, mistimed, I can't do it, the units I've got left are in the wrong position, XYZ, you know? What it largely comes down to, if I'm playing Unstoppable Force and they're playing Immovable Object, I think largely the game will come down to secondary draw potential, you know? Is like, if you draw more secondaries, better secondaries, and score more points on them, you will win. Because largely, the primary, if you're just doing your thing and they're doing their thing, yeah, you'll kill each other, you'll score some points. Yeah, they'll hold the middle, they'll score some points. I think the primary, and sadly we don't have a breakdown of every single mission, of every single army, and of every single like score sheet. But in my head, the way I see it, and I'm happy to be wrong, but it's just like my initial thoughts of 11th edition, is that I think that the draw potential is the most important bit if you were not thinking about what your opponent is doing. I think what's quite interesting about the asymmetric missions is this idea of going, okay, well, if I'm trying to do one thing, my opponent is trying to do another. And we used to be able to quite convincingly go, well, I'm trying to do this, so I'll stop my opponent doing it. Whereas now you actually have a lot more to think about of like, well, I'm trying to do this. My opponent actually has a completely different mission and I need to be aware of it because I need to stop them doing that to actually stop them scoring. It's not just a case of I'm going to do X, Y, Z and score a bunch of points. I think it's I need to score a bunch of points whilst also preventing my opponent from scoring theirs, which I think is a really interesting mission format we've got. I still don't agree with it because of the fact that Purge can score 3 to 4 times and Taken Hold can score 2 to 3 max. However, I think it's definitely an interesting one. And I think the interesting thing is like through all of this, like let's have a look what disposition this is playing. Purge the Foe Reconnaissance, probably playing it's playing Purge the Foe. So we've got Reconnaissance as a winner. We've got Purge the Foe. We've got Purge the Foe. We have Reconnaissance as another one. That's annoying. I have to find it, but there we go. We've got Taken Hold. We've got Purge the Foe. We've got probably Purge the Foe. Purge the Foe. Priority Assets as a winner, which is an interesting one. This orc list is probably Taken Hold. No, it's Purge the Foe. Ignore me. Taken Hold. Oh, there's no list. Great. Cool. I'm just going to get rid of this one because this means nothing. There's no list. So there's quite a lot of Purge the Foe here, which like I've already mentioned, are some quite easy per se primary scoring. Now, obviously, primary is not the only thing that you're scoring. It's not the only important thing in the game. But primary is like a large part of the points. It's like 50 points or something stupid, or 45 or whatever it is now. Is it still 50? It might be 45. But I love seeing your thoughts on like this sort of idea of like actually like thinking, how do I stop my opponent scoring? I think Taken Hold and Purge the Foe are the best two dispositions in my opinion anyway. I think it takes a very special type of player to play Reconnaissance. It takes a very special type of player to play Disruption. I think Priority Assets is kind of not brain off, but it's like Priority Assets, if you're playing that, it's usually because you're playing the strongest faction and you're relying on killing your opponent then doing the mission later. Whereas Purge the Foe and Taken Hold are brain off, just do the thing that Warhammer is. Kill stuff, hold stuff. We have a look at like the Reconnaissance, which is definitely an interesting one. We've got Huron with the Masters of the Maelstrom. Wait, can you have multiple Masters of the Maelstrom? Wait, what? Is Masters of the Maelstrom not unique? Or is this list just written weirdly? Is Masters of the Maelstrom not an epic hero? Yeah, epic hero. Have they taken 2? Hero is attached to the Master of the Maelstrom. But it says attached unit 2. It's just like a really weird way to write out the list. Is this just a formatting issue? Okay. It's a formatting issue. So they're attached to Chosen. We've got Disco Lord. Vastor. Vastor's seen a lot of play recently, which is quite interesting. Cultist Mob, Double Rhino, Chaos Bikers, a Defiler, Raptors, Raiders, Guardsmen, and some cheeky Noise Marines. So an interesting list. Now, they played against... we're not going to be able to see all of the... Wait, I might be able to do this. We went against Hal with Taken Hold. Jason with Purge. Christopher with Taken Hold. Grant, which hasn't listed it. So again, Xenos, sorry, Taken Hold and Purge. Which one is this using? Ugh. Can people just like list their dispositions, please? Jesus. We're going to say Taken Hold. And then Zach, who's playing Purge the Foe. So Alex only played against Purge the Foe and Taken Hold, which means he played 2 types of missions, which also meant he could lock in. So reconnaissance, reconnaissance sweep, and triangulation. Versus Purge and Secure and Consecrate. So whilst this would be in this instance Alex's mission. So his first mission is like end of any battle round, 3 or more friendly units wholly within 3 different table quarters and not within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield, or 4. This is a really interesting one because it's end of turn. It's engaged on all fronts every turn. Now he's got quite a few little odd units to play. He's obviously got like the Chosen Brick and then like the Defiler, which is like his main damage dealers, but he's got like multiple Rhinos, cheap Bikers, Raptors, Traitor Guard, like Noise Marines are damage dealers, but they can spread out. They don't need to be near anything. Cultists, etc. So quite a lot of little units. To get engaged isn't actually that too bad, you know. Deep Strike 1 unit a turn, you're going to get 3 points every turn, guaranteed, you know. You start getting 4 quarters, scoring 6 points. Absolutely, like, really good. Now, at the end of your turn, you get a point for every kill you get, which as well. And then if you control 1 or more objectives in your command phase, you only get 3 for holding objectives, but you are probably going to be holding objectives because a lot of the time you've got forward position, you've got secure, no man's land, you've got area denial, well, whatever it's called, center ground, etc. So you're going to be like holding, and you're going to have units in terrain all the time. So this is quite an interesting one. Now, it will be against Purge and Secure, where they're getting 3 points for every unit they kill within range of an objective. Now, this is actually quite an interesting one because reconnaissance is going to force you to take lots of little units. Because you want to be able to get engaged on all fronts in this disposition, for example, and then the opponent is rewarded for you having all those little units. So whilst the list has a lot of little units, it also has a lot of like quite tanky units, like Raiders, like, they're not super tanky, but they hit like a truck if they get in. Noise Marines, they're T5, they're quite tanky. You've got Vastor just running around on his own with Lone Operative, for example. You've got Lone Operative near a vehicle on the Warpsmith. You've got the Disco Lord, which isn't actually anything to be sniffed at. And then you've got a Brick of Chosen, you know. And then one or more enemies that start the turn within range of one objective marker. Oh, so you get killed if you're on an objective, and you get kills if you kill something on an objective. Okay. And then you can score for the objective and then control a new one. So with this one, it's quite interesting because you can go like, okay, well, I know you've got to kill stuff on objectives. So I will try and put like fairly tanky stuff on the objectives, and then all the stuff that's getting me engaged will be less killy, you know? It's not 3 per. Yeah, it's just it's just kill a unit on an objective for 3 points. My apologies. So I'm just trying to think how you can stop this happening. That's what I'm trying to, like, that's the point I'm trying to get across with this, like, new mission format, is how do you stop the purge and secure scoring? You put more tankier units on the objectives, or you put the really tiny units that are easy to hide on the objectives, you know? I don't know, you can always stop them trying to take new ones by bodying it, but if you're trying to split up, I think this is a hard one. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but this feels like a hard one to counter, you know, as reconnaissance, because you've got loads of little bits of shit, you know? That's my concern, to be honest. Don't put things on the objective. I mean, you are less I can't think of the word. Less inclined to put stuff on objectives because your main scoring is engage. The thing is with it though is like it's quite easy to score this one because like if you're getting engaged, you have to be in 3/4. You usually want to hold your home with something to stop your opponent taking it off you and to make sure you guarantee defend stronghold, etc. Or forward position, deny forward position, which is the take the 2 outer flanks and take, or take your opponent's home. This one, if you hold your home in the 2 expansions, you've got 9 points, and then you'll get another 3 for engage. So it's like a 12-point primary, and then a point for every kill you get. What's it like against Purge the Foe, this one? Let's have a look. Because like I said, I'm trying to think, what can you do to stop your opponent scoring? That's what I think the game's coming down to. Yo, Dodgy Dave! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, bud.
Gifted members.
Dude, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. That's so kind of you. You are now entered in to win a Red Corsairs box set. One of these bad boys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Very kind of you. What a legend. Says nothing, drops 5. Love it. Just playing with the app. If you attach Masters to Chosen, then Huron to Masters, it exports like he had it. If you attach both Huron and the Masters to the Chosen, it exports as one attached unit. Right, okay. So it does only have 1 unit, basically. It's just a dodgy, a fucked format. I think that's what we've gone down to, right? It's just a bad formatting from the app. Okay, let's have a look. Triangulation. Score 4 points for each objective you control. Cool, nice and easy. This song's rubbish. So yeah, control no objectives, and then you get points at the end of your turn for each objective you've triangulated, basically. So you're shooting phase from the second battle round. 1 friendly unit within range of 1 objective marker, excluding your home objective. Use limit once per turn. And your turn, if your unit controls that objective, the objective is triangulated. Place 1 operation marker within range of that objective. So you do an action and objective, and then at every turn, you're going to score a bunch of points. There's music. There is music, yeah. Sorry if it's a bit too quiet. Is my music just so quiet you can't hear it? I don't want you to just hear me like... I always have music on. But I don't have it too loud. I just want it to be background music, you know? I mean, that actually only works on the triangle objectives. What do you mean the triangle objectives, bud? Actually only works on the triangle objectives. What do you mean the triangle objectives, bud? Oh yeah, now you can hear it. A bit too quiet. Triangle objectives. It's because you say it's triangulation. Am I missing the joke? Am I missing the joke? Yeah, I think I am. Okay, so hold objectives, do actions, and score fuck tons of points. Especially because it completes the end of your turn. And what's your opponent trying to do? Consecrate. So no action. Each time a friendly unit destroys a unit, that friendly unit becomes a consecration unit. End of your turn, for each of your consecration units, you can select one objective it is within range with. It's in your home. That has not been consecrated. If you do, place one of your operations markers within range of that objective. That objective is consecrated, and that unit is no longer a consecration unit. End of your turn, 1 or 2 objectives are consecrated, 3 or more are consecrated. And then hold. And then end of the battle, you get a bonus if you consecrate the home objective, the opponent's home. So I guess you're trying to stop them doing triangulate. How do you stop triangulation, man? I don't even know how you stop this happening. I need to play these missions so bad. I just default to purge and take and hold because I know how they play. Don't do the action from turn 2. Yeah, true. But like from turn 2, you could do any objective. It completes at the end of your turn. It's basically an auto pass. If your opponent is going, right, you're playing triangulation, so I'm going to put bodies on every objective so you can't hold it. I think you just win because you kill everything. You know? If they put all of their units on all 3 objectives in the middle, how to stop you triangulating, how do they survive? Unless they go, here's 3 units of wardens. You know, that would be the only way. Kind of again though, Purge is having the better time because they just have to kill stuff and then stand on an objective to get points. You have to like, stand on an objective and do an action. They hold back turn 2 and see where you action and then cast all the ones you haven't. Yeah, that could work. That would be that's a really good way for a Purge player to get around reconnaissance. Yeah, you're right. So if they let you do the 1 and then go all in on the 2 more, you know. But with things reconnaissance, there's a lot of armies that are playing it. It's like Eldar and drukhari or whatever. They've like got a lot of little units and they're also really fucking quick. Can you keep up? If they do the middle first, you would have to like arguably split your force into 2. In the cells with 2 central objectives, it's easy, but you can only do the action once a turn. If they kill you and do the triangulate, they can freely consecrate the objective. Yeah. If they come in and charge you, for sure. Yeah. Or they could shoot you and then hold a different one. See, your bane blades on the objectives, they can't fit. Let's just pretend there's no terrain on these objectives, right? Just pretend there's no terrain. Interesting. Definitely an interesting one. Maybe I was wrong, chat. Maybe my whole thought, my world view of 11th edition might be completely wrong. I thought I'd got it nailed. Nah, I mean, yeah, I'm still kind of right. Like you say, if you let them do it once and then you body the other ones, and if they come near you, you kill them and then consecrate the 2 objectives you're holding. It's definitely interesting, though, I think. You know. If you think about the old ones, like fucking old missions, like for example, Scorched Earth or whatever, you kind of know, you've kind of got a rough idea. You're trying to do the same thing as them. We can actually look at old primaries. Do we even have Scorched Earth? Nah, please. Yeah, we do. You know? This is like the old one. You know your opponent's going to try and burn them, but you have a whole turn to interact with it. Supply drop, you know where your opponent's running. Taken hold was taken hold, whatever. Terraform was also back and forth. But you both focus on the same thing. As soon as you start adding in this like extra mission, it's like such an interesting way to like have this back and forth with your opponent, where I think if you just let your opponent do their thing, you will probably just lose. I think half the benefit of playing Recon Priority Disruption is that your purge taken hold opponent hasn't planned for that mission. Yeah, true. True. Yeah, Reconnaissance and Disruption are kind of like the rogue choices. I think Purge is looks the most interesting because it's the most straightforward for every mission. Definitely an interesting one, though. Thought-provoking, chat. Thought-provoking. Alright, Carrie was playing Purge the Foe. Okay, this one's going to be nice and easy. It's a shame we can't see the points, you know what I mean? Like, we'd have to go through each round, which is kind of annoying. But we can have a look what they were played against. So we had Purge versus... Oh, no one's put it in their fucking list, mate. Purge versus Purge on Meat Grinder round 1. And then we had Daniel. Purge versus Take. We've done that one. Lance. Disruption. So Purge versus Disruption. That's going to be an interesting one to look at. Then, so Purge, Take, Disruption. Reconnaissance, which we've just analysed. And then Taylor. Priority assets. Okay, so they actually played... Did they play all 5? Wait a minute. They played all 5. Holy shit. That must be like a world record. Carrie played all 5 and won every game. Holy shit. Right, let's have a look at Purge then. Versus, well, we've done Meat Grinder. We know what Meat Grinder is, right? This one where you played the same, it's like you just focus on what you're doing and try and stop them doing it. If you're playing this, Disruption, Punishment versus Disruption. Select 1 to 3 enemy units that you're on the battlefield within range of objectives at the start of your turn, and or that destroy 1 or more friendly units in a previous turn. If you cannot select 1 enemy units on the battlefield, they are the condemned. 1 or more condemned units left the battlefield this turn. Oh, bro, that'd be so brutal versus Grey Knights. It's just marked for death, right? It's marked for death as a primary. And then control one or more objectives and control more than your opponent. And then if you control the home, you get 8. What are they doing? Delaying action. So kill a unit for 2 points. Control an objective. And control one or more central and one or more expansion. So this is an interesting one. It's quite a high scorer. I don't know what this says about. I don't know what this has to do with disruption, but left the battlefield versus an up down disruption force sounds horrible. Yeah, yeah. You can't leave. You go, oh, you're an objective. That unit can't teleport. I get 5 points. If you play punishment against like a Calidus assassin, the Calidus assassin can't hold objectives or it can't move again. So into up or down, he purges the one disrupting. Yeah, because like disruption, you'd think it's like an up down type of army. You know what I mean? But they're not allowed to go up down, or you give them 5 points every time you do. Huh. This mission feels backwards, you know? It's not destroyed. Well, if you condemn them, you could just pick them all up off the board. I get it. You know what I mean? You know, they use 3. You're all condemned. You go, cool, I'm going to take them all off the board now. But yeah, it's marked for death as a primary. Because this was what marked for death was. Yeah, purge versus disruption feels backwards. 100%. If this was the purge, because this is a purge mission, you know? Kill a unit, hold objectives, and hold the center. That's the purge mission. It's the wrong way around. Yeah, you're right. How bizarre. And then we had versus priority assets. I think they genuinely did mix these up. It wouldn't fucking surprise me. It won't fucking surprise me. Yeah, delay in action feels like the purge mission. Odd. Okay. These spanners, man. Delay in action is kind of easy. Yeah, but it doesn't feel like a... Well, I think punishment is easier, you know? Delay in action feels like the purge mission. Anyway, priority assets. Destroy his wrath, kill a unit, hold an objective, hold more, and then more enemy units. So this is meat grinder. This is the same as meat grinder. Kill a unit, hold objectives, kill more. Kill a unit, hold objectives. You do get a hold more. And then kill more. And vital link. Control a sector objective, and for each objective operation marked within range of one of those objectives, see reverse. Shooting phase, one friendly within range of one. Oh, we did this one, didn't we? Or did we? One friendly within range of one central objective once per turn. End of your turn, if your unit controls that objective, place one of your operations marker within range of that objective. And then for each one of your operations marker within range of one of those objectives. So every time you do an action, you get an additional VP. And then control an objective. If you control the middle, you get 4 points. This is kind of like a similar one. It's like you just have to stop your opponent holding the middle. So you just body the middle as much as possible. Whilst also killing and holding, which you will do. And if you want to hold more, you'll need the middle anyway. Maybe it's just fucking unstoppable, false, and movable objects that's the most interactive. Maybe I was just wrong. Maybe I was just wrong, chat. When the Marines collect, I might go back to Nids for 11. Take and hold Norns look really fun to play right now. Yeah, take and hold Norns. I will have the best time, I won't lie. So we got Purge the Foe for Jake in this event. And we've got all our dispositions listed, which will be nice. Choosing anything but take and hold and Purge seems like a bad decision. It definitely is right now, yeah. Charles. Fucking hell, Charles. Where's your fucking dispo? Charles, bad. Where's your dispo? Purge. Meat grinder, round 1. Wesley. Wesley, where's your fucking disposition, man? Purge. Meat grinder, round 2. Nicholas. Oh. Purge. Meat grinder, round 3. Fuck. Evan. Purge. Fuck, Evan. And then Chase. Purge. Was that 5 rounds of meat grinder? Fuck me, I'd be so bored. Please tell me that was 5 rounds of meat grinder, dude. Oh, how embarrassing. Reconnaissance, okay. So one person had every disposition, the other person had all 5 meat grinders. Yeah, that's brutal, man. That's so brutal. I'm so tired after last night. So Zucker played Reconnaissance, which we've kind of done Reconnaissance, I think. Oh, no, we haven't. Let's have a look. So we had Tucker versus Chris, which was Purge? Where are they choosing it? How are TOs not forcing them to put in their fucking disposition? And fucking... Well, they got fucking AI background, so I understand the laziness related to this event. But, like, where's the dispo? You have to select it at the start of an event. Why is it not selected? How am I supposed to know what mission they're playing? Purge! We know that one. Mike. What was it? What did you say? We were playing Reconnaissance. Yeah, we've done Triangulation and Consecrate. Mike Muzeni. Are people just going to be able to choose? Like, how are they not forcing them to select it? Selecting your disposition is now the same as selecting your faction in BCP. How can you not do it? Again, not done it. No fucker's done it, dude. Farce. Farce of a GT. Maybe it was all planned. Maybe it was all set up for the funny memes. Where's all their fucking dispos, man? Why select your disposition when you could set it to Fog of War and surprise people of the day? It's not even hard. Let me double check I'm not doxing myself when I show you. Yeah, it's just my email. Like, look. Faction. Force disposition. Update. Done. That was it. That's all it takes. Every single one of my players has got it. I didn't do pairings until it was in. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't have it now. It's like setting your faction. It's literally the same. Now, I will say, granted, the app... The BCP app, which is terrible, doesn't let you select the disposition properly because it's bugged. Because of course it's bugged. But were they playing 10th? No. But if you do it on the website, it works fine. I don't know why people still use the app. I don't know why they've got an app listed on the App Store, to be honest. But yeah, there's no reason to not have it listed. It's the same as listing your faction. So, okay, take and hold. We had Ian with take and hold. Orks are probably the strongest faction right now, right? They seem to just do take and hold so fucking well. Right. Ian, let's take a look what you went against. Ian went against Charles, who's paired, so that's unstoppable force movable object. We spoke about that one. William, priority assets. What's taking all versus priority? Oh, wrong way around. Secure asset and inescapable dominion. So taking all this control 3 or more objectives, not easy. End of your turn, end of command phase, hold 2 and then more. And then control your opponent's home. That's not an easy one. And then a friendly unit secure the asset. See reverse. 1 or more enemy units that start the turn within range of 1 or more central objectives are destroyed. 1 friendly unit within range of objective. Once per turn. End of your turn. You secure the assets. So you get 4 points every time you do an action on an objective. That's pretty easy. You can stop the hold more on this. You can't stop anything else. You can only stop the hold more, I think. The control 3 or more, or the hold more objectives. You'll struggle to stop them scoring 3 at the end of their turn. Why is my fucking chat just absolutely spammed? Why is Nightbot absolutely spammed now? What the fuck? Nightbot, chill out, bro. What are you doing? You're supposed to do it every 40 minutes. 1 message every 40 minutes. Why have you just spat out 7? 8. 7. What is happening? Oh, his timers were good. Sorry for the spam chat. Might just have to get rid of some. Nightbot's backed up. Yeah, literally. It must be a backed up, you know what I mean? Let's turn a couple off. Cool. Okay, where were we? Where were we? Nick. Taken hold. Taken hold mirror. What's taken hold mirror? Yo, Hammond Rich. Thanks for the 40 months, bud. Thanks so much for the 40 months. It's very kind of you.
_Rich celebrates 40 months of membership.
Yes, he does.
Just had my first Outpost hoarder come. Got the new Heresy battle group. Missed the pre-order, so was glad they still had them. One day I might even paint them.
Let's go! Thanks for the 40 months, Hammond Rich. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Very kind of you. I'm glad the order arrived okay. It always does. Well, use my link, !outpost. Only use my link. Don't go direct to the website. Please just use my link. I get kickbacks. It just basically funds this now, chat. It just funds the monthly prize. Have you noticed ever since I started working with Outpost, I give away more prizes? Use my link when you order your Warhammer, your paints, your primers, your fucking basic material, your magazines, your trading cards. Use the Outpost, !outpost in chat. And support the channel. It means I can give away prizes every single month. The more you use the link, the more I can earn, the more I can go spend on new prizes. I forgot where I was again. Take it all, mirror. Battlefield dominance. Control more. Control. Sure. Oh, it's linchpin. Sure. Okay. And then we had Chris. Page, we know that one. Sherbrooke. Priority assets. Taking over priority assets. Interesting. Interesting. No, we did this one. That was the first one. Okay. So I think I was wrong. I don't know if I was wrong, but maybe there's less agency as a player to counterplay the primary. You know? Purge versus Recon. Did we do that one? Yeah, that was the weird one. Alex. Priority assets. We did do Purge versus Priority, I think. Yes. I did say the game's never been more passive. Yeah, maybe you're right. Priority again. Christopher. Page mirror. Josh. Page mirror. Yep. Oh, look at that. Purge the Fair. Purge the Fair. I wonder what this guy played against 5 games in a row. Let's find out, Brett. Brett, what did you do? What did you do with all this Purge the Foe power? You went against Tate with Space Wolves. You played Taken Hold. Immovable objects, unstoppable force. Every game is meat grinder or movable objects, and you will enjoy yourself. Purge the Foe with the Knights. Yep. Matt. Priority assets. Okay, an interesting one. Brett. Wait, that's the wrong name. Ken. Page mirror. Lovely. And then Michael. Fucking immovable object once again. Fuck, I think I've proven my point, right? You will play immovable object and unstoppable force every game, and you will like it. Or meat grinder. Ha! I've been enlightened, I think. I think there's actually less agency in a lot of those missions. There's a couple, like we said. like the immovable object unstoppable force, you can kind of focus on the middle. There's the recon one when you do an action on an objective and then you go, right, I'm going to body the other two. But depending on what army you're playing, they'll probably have the movement and the models and the units to have the speed that can go to the other objectives to triangulate while you try and consecrate, which isn't impossible, but you're kind of trying to be interactive, but it's not easy at all. And then, like, Disruption versus Purge, you're just crying, because, like, why has Purge got a better mission than you have? And so you could say that for Purge for a lot of them, though. They always seem to have a better mission than you have. Curious, chat. Very curious. What do you think? Do you think I was just wrong? Or do you think I just, like, I missed a bit? I missed the context. You know? Did you think... I feel like I just... Maybe not even missed context. I just think my idea is right. Just way less examples of it actually being usable come up. I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels like, yeah, there's way less agency than I thought. Games are fairly on rails. Yeah, that's probably why there's so many 100 point games, because, like, actually a lot of them, you don't have that agency than I thought you did. So it's not coming down to player skill. It's just fucking, you just score loads of points because it's easy. It's actually quite hard not to not score. Yeah, so maybe my initial point of 11th edition being easier is right. But I just think there's, like I said, there's way less agency than I was expected. Yeah, when playing Purge, you just kill stuff. Purge, you just kill stuff and laugh, right? Hey. Anyway, I've been sent a post by the lovely Kazarian. Which looks quite funny. So let's have a look, shall we? I think it's a bad thing that scoring is more consistent. I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing, but I don't know if it's healthy if every player comes out with 100, because it doesn't really show us anything, you know? What do we learn from a player scoring 100? They played their mission. Cool. I thought I was onto something, but I'm not so sure. I think I'm going to have to, like, keep an eye on it for a bit longer. My idea, like I said at the start, was like, the reason people are scoring 100 is because people are struggling to stop their opponent scoring. But it turns out it's actually, it looks, from except for a few missions, like I mentioned, a lot of them look really hard to stop your opponent scoring. So they're just going to score. So it is just coming down to secondary draw. The primaries are ones that get all quick, but the secondaries are the sad part. They're all almost all kill things or get to location and stand there. Only 2 are doing action. Well, everyone complained, that's why. Games Workshop do listen and they do read and they do go on these forums and stuff on Reddit or whatever and be like, well, everyone hates actions when I'm a World Eater player. Why am I stood doing something? So they got rid of most of them. That's not a fucking secret, you know what I mean? They got rid of them because people complained about them. They knee-jerk got rid of, what were they called? The catch-up one in the last pack and just banned them outright. The score or stratagem. The spearhead light cards. What were they? They got rid of those because people were bitching. I think it's hard. I think it makes it easy to get good scores for newbies, but harder to get good differential higher skill scores. That's the thing, right? Because like you think like we've got WTC in a few months now. Are we going to see a lot of like 20-0s or 10-10s? You know, are we going to see any 20-0s? I think we're going to see a lot of draws in the WTC. So I do think people who are playing 11th edition as 11th are doing well. But people still playing 10th as 11th is struggling. But I think 10th condition is that no cover equals death, and that lent itself well into 11th. Yeah, I agree. Tabletop Taxi just released their Orks Codex video. When is yours coming? Do they actually have the Orks Codex? Or were they just talking about the Orc Codex coming out? Orc Codex reveals and future Codex impacts.
No. Like, there's a you know your lore. Just this is perhaps the temp. Myself, Lawrence. Today we're slicing and dicing another hot topic. The Orc Codex has been revealed, and
sorry, where's the Codex review?
This is perhaps the template for what the new codexes are going to be like.
Fucking, like, I respect it. I have no criticism of Tabletop Tactics. The fucking clickbait people are falling for is absolutely crazy. This isn't a Codex review.
Summer reveal and subsequent
you kind of need to know that as well.
Their
disposition information is as well. And whilst maybe you can only access your rules, like your Grothless detachments will now be app only as part of your subscription for the duration of the edition, as is basically. Yeah. But every time you hit, can we just make a save, please?
Make a save. It adds up.
Yeah, they're not. They're stealing all Space Tactics, keep it big time. I mean, I don't blame them, but the people falling for the clickbait is crazy. Like, I've not got a problem with what they're doing. But it's like Nick did said it as well. He's like that, and Vince from Pleasant Kenobi said, "Oh, the Orc Codex is getting revealed on Wednesday." No, they just clickbaited you, bro. Fucking knew it. Fair play, Lawrence. Fucking get it, man. Get it. There's. Oh, that's not on here. Is it on Instagram they posted? I'll just cover my screen just in case. I don't know why I said that. It was an Orc digital post. They posted this. Chat, you're just falling for clickbait. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You're falling for clickbait. Coming up this week. Orcs Codex revealed. So everyone was like, oh! The Codex! The Codex is out! If the Codex was revealed on Wednesday, why was there not an Orc battle report on Saturday? Or today? I've not got a problem with what Lawrence is doing, but how are you falling for fucking clickbait 101? You know? People call me clickbait. People call me clickbait. I should have called this stream Orc Codex information revealed. Deep diving the new Orc Codex. It's just me fucking scrolling Warcom. You know? I don't like letting models out, Martin, I'm afraid. Like I said, I've got no fucking hate towards Lords at all. Fucking get the bag, bro. Get the bag, king. You know, he's leaking presenters like it's fucking no tomorrow. You know, do a little bit of clickbait. Oh, spoilers! Do a little bit of clickbait. I ain't even mad, but fucking people falling for it. Where is your Codex video? Well, I don't have one because the Orc Codex isn't out yet. Why would they be posting about the Orc Codex on a random Wednesday? Spoiler bait. Yeah, exactly. It's just clickbait, but like in a kind of like tongue-in-cheek way. It's not technically clickbait, but if you've gone, oh, it's the new Codex, then you'll think it's bait. Oldest trick in the book, man. My stream on Friday is going to be called like Orc Codex Breakdown. And it's just going to be me having a breakdown with a Orc Codex in my hand. Yeah, I'm not even fucking... I don't think this is a Lawrence issue or anything, or a tactics issue. I just think it's people just like going feral. Going feral for no reason. You feeding your 10th edition Codex into a shredder. Do you ever need to set Codexes on fire? No, those are the days. Deconstructing the Orc Codex. Do a shredder. Do a breakdown of the 10th edition Orc Codex. Nice. I don't even have one. Marine Codex revealed. It's just those Discord pictures about T5 Marines. I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. Is it a combat? Where is it? Is it a combat patrol or something in the White Dwarf? And the oath, they don't have oath at the moment. Their army rule is gladius, combat doctrines, right? Marines losing oath isn't a rumor; it's confirmed off. I mean, it's a rumor. Until you got it on paper, it's still a rumor. Chat, it's a rumor. Don't believe anything until you read it in person. It might just be in combat patrol for all we know. Orc Codex reviewed is you go through the 2nd edition Orc Codex. Yeah. Where is the T5 Marines rumor? Because I saw someone talk about it, but I was like, where have they seen this? Or is it just a rumor? You know? I'll just search Reddit. Discord picks that Varak blew up for scams. Of course it was Varak. Of course it was Varak. Maybe just Google it and nothing comes up. That's how I know it's real, chat. If you Google it, no source whatsoever. There's one post from 5 years ago. And then there's Beard making a video about it and Valrak. That means it came out of someone's ass. A lot of people going over this. Army rules. In the combat patrol doctrine. Combat patrol companion even. That was easy to find. Army rules. Each faction 140,000 army rule, which exemplifies a key concept of the army's identity and helps make each faction feel unique. For example, orks have their war army rule. Space Marines, said, have the combat doctrines army rule, which reflects their tactical flexibility. It lets you swap into different doctrines a specific style of warfare during the game, giving the whole army a thematic benefit for a turn. Losing Oath would be brutal, but combat doctrines is really fucking good. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? This is what I mean by converted enough. This is a book that doesn't have any rules in it. And it's probably it could just be referring to Combat Patrol. I heard that Amble's stacked with all his dust. No! Not again! Not again! When's that game coming out, by the way? When's Bolt Gun 2? Is it coming out yet? 2026. Sick. Marines will just start spamming +1s here everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. What is this combat patrol you speak of? Yeah, I'm sure there's been some other stuff outside of just this. Was it in like the new starter set or something? Oh, sorry, chat. Keep fucking keep yawning. Sorry. Yeah, is this in the new combat patrol that they didn't send me for some reason? Fuck Mikey, take him back. Sometimes with games which I feel like Lenny, you know what I mean? They let me stroke the rabbit every so often, and then they just fucking clock me in the back of the head. So this is the Spanish version of the new starter set. The credits Astartes, the masterpiece of Primarch Gorubu de Geleban. In command phase, you can choose Assault Doctrine, Devastator Doctrine, Tactical Doctrine, and it's just Gladius Doctrine. So I think Gladius might actually be going the way. I think the big thing to talk about is Gladius going the way of the Dodo. You know? Yeah. So then what happens to Gladius and Blade of Ultramar? That's the question. I'll say look at that. Wow. These are combat patrol rules we have yet to see. One for the 40k. Name an army whose combat patrol rules different than the main game. I don't play combat patrol enough to know if this is right, but maybe. I've got Ultramarines will just get Oath of Moment. Oh my god, I didn't even think about it. Wait, every army will get Gladius. And then Ultramarines will get Oath of Moment. Oh my god. I didn't even think. They'll get +2 to wound. They'll get reroll hits and +2 to wound. And ignore modifiers. Do you want to think Oath of Moment's fine? We just go back to getting rid of +1 to wound again. I think +1 to wound is brutal. I was playing my land speeders the other day. The +1 to wound, not having access to +1 to wound was pretty shit. God, this will just be Oath. Yeah, they'll just swap it around. My heart bleeds for you to losing +1 to wound. You know you can have +1 to wound, Captain Kyari. You know that, don't you? We live in a world where you don't have to play sisters. I'm sorry. Sorry. We live in a world where you don't have to play sisters in battle. You own a Space Marine army, probably. Everybody does. That's why it's okay Space Marines are broken. Come on. Work with me here. Work with me. I own a Blood Red. Stop complaining! You own a Blood Red army! Stop moaning! Just play them! Stop being a martyr! Martyr's sister! Martyr of the faith! Stop being a martyr of the fucking rulebook! You think sister rules are shit? Play Space Marines. You can be playing Space Marines with sisters! Yo! You can take sister allies and they're actually not useless because they give your army ignores cover. Oh! Immolated in a Space Marine army. Who needs +1 to 8 when you have everything and ignore cover? Think about it. Play Space Marines. Space Marines are actually not that good. Play them. I generally should run 2 immolators in Space Marine army. Everybody should run 2 immolators. Because if anyone wants to play sisters, it should be 300 points of 2 immolators and 1 sister a battle squad. That's how you play sisters. Then play anything else. Joe's side though is cringe that Space Marine is really strong. Anyway, Chad, do you hate Games Workshop? Do you think Games Workshop is evil? Evil. I like to think Games Workshop is evil. They're bad. They're bad to the bone. Do you think? Do you think Games Workshop is the most evilest company in all of the lands? And all of the lands ever thought of? You know? And all of the lands ever imagined or perceived? Because I would say so. You think you're indifferent? Nice, solid. Love that for you. Well, I wish I could be indifferent. I'm too passionate for that. Sorry for having too much passion, chat. How about that? Sorry for being too passionate. Sorry. Sorry for having too many feelings. Sorry for having fucking too many opinions because I'm passionate about things. Well, there's one person online that thinks Games Workshop is fundamentally evil. Everything is awful. Games Workshop want everybody to die, but also spend money at the same time. Because there's a post that I haven't read yet, but was sent to me whilst I've been streaming, called Games Workshop and It's Evil. And I've had a quick scroll whilst we've been chatting, and I think we're going to be having a good time with this one. So let me don my fedora cap. And let us dwell into the mind of a Reddit poster. Let us enter the mind of a Redditor. Wincest. I'm here to bitch and complain about GW and how much hatred. This music's way too fucking happy. I need something a bit more like aggressive. There we go. Bit of jungle. I'm here to bitch and complain about GW and how much hatred it deserves from everyone. From how Games Workshop keeps hiking up prices every damn year to the point of making Satan blush and concerned. Along with every other evil they commit. And my thoughts on what we should do as a community. Fucking hell. Is this ChatGPT? From to everything else. From this pure evil to everything else. I ain't thought that far ahead. Raising the damn price to make Satan blush is like such a line. This is a post of all time. They think you're ready to read. Are you ready for this? Because I don't think I am. They keep hiking up prices every damn year to the point of making Satan blush and concerned. Wild. You know you're in for a good one. So let's have a look. You know GW announces the price hike instead of just doing it silently like everyone else. Yeah, like literally every company's fucking putting everything up. That's how fucking inflation works, bro. Have you heard about inflation? You should look it up. People who declare GW say that they ignore anything that matters more than Platinum Crook. Yeah. Killer of any opposition and creativity. Is now targeting channels and mass striking them in one blow, even when those same channels only show 3D printing tips and never showing a GW product. Games Workshop is now using AI to mass flag and take down hundreds of miniature files that have nothing to do with their ill-kept IP, beloved by the community. But the same IP is being chuckle-fucked by devils in suits. Oh my god, there's so much to take in these two sentences. My brain is already coming out my ears. Kamak, is that you? Oh my god, there's so much to take in and digest there. Chat, we need a bingo. We need a bingo. Right, what channels are being taken down, sorry? I just want to go to my own YouTube channel. I can't see because of my fedora. I just want to go to my own YouTube channel. Go to videos. Go to most popular. Yeah, like 4 videos of my most popular video. Yeah, they're a couple of years old now. 4 of my videos are most popular. What's the best resin for 3D printing miniatures? How much do they cost? How easy is 3D printing? That's literally printing a fucking Blood Bowl team, let's be honest. That's literally a Blood Bowl team in the thumbnail. How easy is it? Miniatures in the thumbnail. Vampires in the thumbnail. They've not taken me down yet. So like, whose channel's getting taken down? So they're targeting channels and mass striking them in one blow, even when those same channels only show 3D printed tips and never show a GW product. So I imagine they're probably just showing direct rips. Like, let's have a look at another example. Let's just have a nosy. Like, this channel I know of, right? This Battle Brother Sam guy. I see him pop up a lot. Like, is he getting mass taken down? All he does is print Games Workshop ripoffs. Just like, whatever. I've got no hate towards him, whatever. But like, well, one, where are all his videos gone? Oh my god, maybe they've been mass taken down. Oh my god, they're actually trying to take him down. Oh wait. Wait a minute. Oh. My channel came under attack again. I received copyright strikes from a company allegedly working on behalf of GW on 3 videos. Mark Scanner's targeted 4K Lorks channels recently, and Grimdark Narrator is still waiting to get his channel back, and now he's started to target 3D printing channels with 40K content. Oh. Wait a minute. I never say the channel had to make the hard decision and delete over 100 videos from my channel. However, you cannot stop the signal. The cat's out of the bag for 3D printing. It's only getting better and better. Comparing 2K, 4K, and 8K. The videos are displaying an unauthorized reproduction of a copyright character design from artwork from Warhammer 40K franchise to a 3D printed demonstration. I think I know this thumbnail. It's a fucking space marine in the thumbnail. One sec. Let's see if we can find it. Comparing 2K versus 4K versus 8K. 8K 3D printed models. I wonder if there's like a Wayback Machine or something. That's so funny that when you search that, my video comes up. My video comes up. Which hasn't been taken down, by the way. You know why? No GW models in the thumbnail. Same there. This is where I got the idea from. I wonder if we can like way back it. No, maybe not. Huh? I mean, he's been taken down then. All right. I'm like sure that video, that first one, I'm sure it was like a space marine in 3 different like resolutions, you know, like an intercessor. People can't get mad. They literally use the brand Warhammer for their 3D printed products. That's the thing, like, I don't think anyone should have their channel deleted, but also if you're fucking poking the bear, the thing is with it is every time someone goes like, we're not using their product, they are. You know what I mean? Like every time you're like, they're taking us down, we're not even using any Games Workshop product. You buy that, you're being genuinely misleading and just saying that you didn't buy something from them. But in the thumbnail, it'd be full of it, you know? Like why hasn't this one been taken down? That's clearly an intercessor, you know? This one, not so much. Like, this one is just Warhammer. This is just not even trying, you know what I mean? This one's not even trying, it's just Warhammer. That hasn't been taken down. Like, this is not Warhammer. It's models, but it's not Warhammer in particular. Like, once in a 6 side, pushing his luck there, you know what I mean? That's just clearly a Terminator. Don't say it's not, because it is. There is a lot less, to be fair. There is a lot less showing up here than normal. Here's one short. Games Workshop just declared war hunt on Warhammer YouTubers. I don't think they did. Discourse, man, I don't think they did. I don't think they've declared war on Guy from 7 years ago. If you're getting shared by Archcast, then you know you're on the wrong side, bro. So this is what this is about. It's about what Discourse has made a video of. Yeah, how do you, like, genuinely defend it, though? What's Warhammer without the war? So true. I don't think you can genuinely defend someone just 3D printing a space marine and being like, here's how I 3D printed a space marine. It's like, here's how I copied a Metallica CD. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Anyway. They're using AI to mass flag and take down hundreds of miniature files that have nothing to do with their ill-kept IP. How are they ill-keeping it if they're literally taking channels down, you know? You wouldn't steal a DVD? Well, actually, I would. I just wouldn't post about it on YouTube, allegedly. If GW were issuing takedowns without legitimate warrant just because they don't like it, Varrot would have been banned. Yeah, literally, Varrot would have been taken down years ago. You know? You wouldn't 3D print a GW ripoff. No, I wouldn't post about it on fucking YouTube and tell everyone how to do it, would you? I'd show them how to print other stuff and let them read between the lines. You know? Like, every comment... This fucking thumbnail Discourse, that's disgusting. It's fucking disgraceful. That thumbnail is awful. That is just outright lies, you know what I mean?
All models.
So, like, look, I'm printing orcs, right? Sorry, dwarves in this video. Just a random bit. Great time. Had a great time, you know what I mean? Printed some models, showed them off. Every comment was, like, for a long time, was like how you can talk about and printing Warhammer. GW price, you know? Like 3D printing 2,000 point armies, you know? Games where... Oh, didn't mean to click that name. If you just fucking... I just don't realise. Why don't I just put like fucking Warhammer? Right? I got Warhammer 40k to tag. Oh. Games Workshop. Games Workshop. Games Workshop. Games Workshop. You know, like, I didn't mention Games Workshop in this video, I don't think. I was talking about, like, costs. And talking about, like, printing. And talking about this, thing and talk about like different armies and the things you need to consider, like the weight of the item, the waste that is generated, you know, like the cost of like roughly like how much things cost and how much is wasted and how many minutes you can get and how much you can get out of a single bottle and all of the extra bits and bobs you need a printer, you need a cleaner, etc. This is a video how to print miniatures, you know, how much the printed miniatures cost. Didn't mention Games Workshop in the video, I don't think. Shall we check? There's no mention in there. Let's have a look at the transcript. Let's search Warhammer. Maybe I'll say like you could use this in. There you go. The only time I mention Warhammer in the video is when I'm signing off.
Great. But if it has helped you or you did enjoy it at all, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more, because I do cover 3D printing as well as Warhammer and other tabletop games as well.
So that was the only time I mentioned Warhammer. Games Workshop. No mention. You know? 40k. No mention. Age of Sigmar. No mention. Oldwell. Don't even think Oldwell was out. No mention. What else? With Soul Blight, because I was printing vampires. No mention. You know what I mean? The thing is with it is people, if you're just going to go off and fucking make a video how to print Space Marines, they're going to fucking rail you. Absolutely rail you. If you want to show people how to print stuff, Games Workshop can't target this video whatsoever. And if they did, they'd be completely wrong. Did I say GW? Let's try GW. No. No, I did not. You know, this video is just showing off some fairly generic models and showing you how much it costs. Teaching people a lot about 3D printing. Teaching people a lot about how much it costs and what you need to know about it. Doesn't mention Warhammer in the video. If you're just using Games Workshop's IP to be like, here's how to copy Warhammer, here's how to make cheap Warhammer, here's how to rip off an IP, you are in the wrong. You're just wrong in this. You are just on the wrong side of this. You might be like, fuck big corpos. I'm like, yeah, I kind of get it, King. But at the same time, like, if you're just like, here's how to print cheap Warhammer, what are you fucking expecting? You know? What are you expecting? You can't just say, here's how to get cheap Warhammer. This is better than Warhammer. Look how good this Warhammer is because I printed it for Warhammer. You know? You can't make a video about it and be like, look how easy it is to rip off this company and not expect the company to get mad about it. They know that 3D print's a problem. They're not just going to sit there and go, you know what, guys? I know 3D print's a problem. Our whole business model is our whole business model is selling Warhammer. And there's all these fuckers who keep fucking printing it. And then they're printing so much that they're selling it on eBay and trying to make money that way. They're not just going to sit idly by, are they? They're going to come and fuck you because that's their capitalistic right. You know what I mean? Like, are you fucking stupid? I should disagree. It's not about people making it for themselves. It's people monetizing, sharing the process. That's the disingenuous part. They're not Robin Hood. They're pirates. Like, if you wanted to be like, talk about that, then you could say, I'm a pirate, right? You can say I'm a pirate. But like, there's no reason for anyone to get mad at this video because I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm showing you how to make your own miniatures and how much it costs, you know? But as soon as if I start making a video, 3D printing miniatures is so much cheaper than Warhammer and all I show in the video is fucking knockoff Space Marines and knockoff whatever, then obviously if you're making bootlegs, they're going to come fuck you. Of course they are. Oh. What's so hard to understand about that? I don't get it. I don't get how you can be like, I think I did like a fucking Blood Bowl video, you know? Like, well, I mean,
video called.
It's not a Blood Bowl video. It's a video about like how easy is it? And I'm using the example I'm using was like, oh, I printed this army and then I painted it really quick. You know what I mean? And it was a team of orcs that's usable in a game of Blood Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, these are fairly close to the original miniatures. They are slightly different, but also it's just football gear, and you can't really like copyright that. I'm not going, look how much cheaper it is to play fucking Blood Bowl by 3D printing your own team. What I'm saying is how easy it is to 3D print miniatures. It's fairly generic, you know? I don't think I talk about... Shall we try transcripts again? Do I have to take the video down before it gets taken down? GW. No mention. Games Workshop. No mention. Warhammer. No mention. Blood Bowl. No mention. Blood. No mention. Bowl. No mention. You know? Like, it's not that hard. Age of Sigmar. It's not that hard to get your head around. It's just about being stupid. You know? It's just about being fucking dumb when it comes to these sorts of things. Look at my fucking beard there, bro. What a mess. What a mess. I look older. I think I look older there, don't I? I mean, this was peak lockdown, 2022. You know, it's very clear what this is for. Like, this team of models. you know? Anyone with half a brain cell knows what this is for. But I'm not outright saying it. I'm just saying, here's how to print miniatures. You know, this is how easy it is to print miniatures. Like, it didn't take a lot. But yeah, if this is a video like how to print Blood Bowl and rip off the company that makes it, this video would get taken down. This video can't get taken down because it has nothing to do with anything. It is about 3D printing specifically. It just makes me fucking laugh with these fucking dumbos, bro. Anyway, they're ill-kept IP, but the same IP is being chuckle-fucked by devils in suits. America moment. They've also targeted and taken down videos that promoted their universes, like Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy. Just talking about the characters of battles are no longer tolerated by our Dark Lord GW himself. Who? We all also must remember the great fan animation purge that saw Alpha Booster having to stop Emperor's text-to-speech device. No one forced Alpha Booster to stop the Emperor's text-to-speech device. They used that fucking time of all the people getting taken down, which granted was a bit cringe, but all the people getting down. Alpha Booster never got taken down. They chose to stop. Tell me you're still mad about Arch without telling me. Is this about fucking Arch being a fucking racist again? No one told Alpha Booster to take down. Alpha Booster said, I don't like that everyone else is getting taken down. I'm going to come down before they come for me. But what he was doing was fine. But it was a meme. Not to also mention the third likes of Sayama Peterson, creator of Astartes, and Soda Mogdozo. Jimmy said, fuck you creators for making something with passion for RIP. And in the hopes of pushing their underperforming and underwhelming Warhammer Plus platform. If Alpha was taken down, then why are all the videos still on YouTube? Yeah, literally. If Sayama Peterson was taken down, why was he in the fucking credits for everything that they make now? Who is this guy? Who is this guy, dude? Remember when people were acting like Gino ruined Alpha Booster's life when his Patreon alone literally was about double the living wage at one point? Yeah, it didn't quite work that, did it? So Sayama Peterson was taken down even though he was personally hired and bought by Games Workshop. Right, okay. Soda did kind of get, not a takedown, but it was kind of like join us or you're against us, which is kind of cringe, but not quite the same. Maybe it was kind of like a poison chalice. We don't know the full details. But they were like, please, can you stop making animations because we want to give you a job? And he was like, no. And he's like, well, stop making animations then. So this is the only point I can get behind. This is the only one. But we don't know the full story because we've not seen any emails. So you've taken one person's word for it. And then finally, with the hopes of pushing their underperforming and underwhelming Warhammer Plus platform, the Warhammer Plus platform that has been growing year on year and makes them like, well, they got like 200,000 subscribers now or something. So like 200,000 times 5 every month. They're making like $1 million a year on it. $1 million a month, sorry. Sorry? I think making $1 million a month is not underwhelming and underperforming. All they saw was Games Workshop saw everyone making fucking premium content like tactics, mini wargaming, etc. And went, yeah, we want that. We would like a slice of that pie. Greed worse than a dragon's. What happened after the dragon? Greed worse than the dragon. Every year they bring up the prices and expect us to pay whales expect us pay whales to keep slurping up the greed fed to us. Enough of this bullshit when we know the true value of cheap China fed plastic. Give us back the days of fair value for what we receive. But well, no, it's made in Nottingham. It's made in Nottingham, mate. We've seen it. You know you don't have to buy it, right? Did anyone stop the guy? Be like, you don't have to buy this, son. Stop right there. I just heard that as Trump saying China. Did you know that Trump saying China is in one of my favorite, one of my favorite video games, Subnautica? It's in the background. Did you know that? Easter egg.
After the sparse reef biome, a track called Alien Expanse begins playing. At the 1 minute 5 second mark, you can faintly hear Donald Trump saying China. Here's the clip in question. Listen carefully at 1 minute 5, as the vocal sample is very subtle but is clearly audible when you know what to listen for. Simon Shalinsky, soundtrack composer and creator of this Easter egg, later confirmed this in a tweet. He explained that it was meant as a playful nod to the...
Yo, thanks for the fiber, Gobbo.
A hobby tourist, I say.
They say this guy in the Gobbo is a fucking loser. That's what he is. Did you all hear China? China. That was it. That's a fun fact for you. China. This guy's a fucking loser. That's what he is. Why in the ever-living mercy of our Lord? Fucking how many biblical references have we got, man? Does one model cost $52? You live in a world where your pedophile president charges you more for everything and then refunds the businesses for the convenience. And it's a foot hero, not even a dragon model. Not even a dragon. Can you believe you can't get a dragon model for $52? Did you know everything's gone up? Did you know your money is worth half the amount it was like 15, 20 years ago? And don't fucking get me started on how charging us all for new prices for legal drinking age sculpts. Here below is a dragon made back in the early 2000s that cost us the grand spanking new asking price of $90. Is that because Golrock the Great Drake is handmade and they can't make it by machine? Probably. Probably. What the fuck is happening, dude? A deaf and blind malice-filled creature. Fucking hell. Bro doesn't know inflation, yeah. Bruh. Bruh, did you even consider? Did you even consider that your money's worth almost half than it was 20 years ago? GW of now wants no feedback, no real criticism, all love from its community. They actively blacklist YouTubers and everyone those YouTubers are connected to. with the recent example of Mordy and Glory and his editor being shunned from working on the same company because of his affiliation. What? He named us Mordy and Glory. He must play God. I think I understand now. Mordy and Glory's racist. Him and his editor posting like anti-immigration memes on his fucking YouTube channel. So I wouldn't want to associate with a racist either. Sorry? No matter how loud or correct the community is, it is when it comes to judging the actions and practices of GW, they are outright ignored and demonized by the inner circles of corporate GW who hates the community they are supposed to serve. Bro, they fucking read and watch every fucking video that's posted. Yeah, we can tell where we are right now, right? I can't believe Games Workshop doesn't want to be associated with a guy who was posting like anti-immigration memes. You know what I mean? Fuck me. These people are real. That's what's sad. These people are real. It's not just a meme. This is a real post. Go up a mountain and hug a tree. Disrespect what came before. The breaking of law and gaslighting done by GW is astounding. Do we all remember how the Emperor totally had female custodians this whole time, but they just got mentioned? Yeah, I didn't think so either. Here we go. Ding fucking ding. We now face woke demagogue infiltration. The corporate and creative levels of GW en masse. Fuck me, dude. This guy's off the fucking deep end. There's the deep end, and then there's like the Mariana Trench, and then there's like a hole that connects one end of the earth to the other straight through the middle, like in those little animations where it's like what would happen if you dug a hole straight down and what would happen to gravity. Then after that, there's this guy. Megabo, thanks for the 5, mate. Yes, he is truly a super chud.
He's a super chud.
He's truly a super chud. This guy's fucking... He's in the black hole of Interstellar, yeah. This guy's truly fucking lost the plot. This guy doesn't need therapy, he needs arrested. He needs put in prison because he's that fucked. I can't believe all those times that Games Workshop will never change the law, like when they killed, like, just as a pride, just with one example. It's a very big one there. Just one example, I just want to say it. Do you remember when Leagues of Votan weren't a thing? And they were actually called squats, and then they all got eaten by tyranids, and there was literally 0 left. Do you remember that? Because they weren't selling. Do you remember when they said there was 0 squats? All the squats were dead. Every single squat, everywhere were dead. And then they brought them back in Necromunda, then like a year later, they made a whole army out of them. Do you remember when Games Workshop lied about that? That's because it's so woke. I can't believe they brought dwarves into my real-life fantasy game. Just an example. Just an example. I can't believe they're trying to put dwarfism in my game. I like how they are mad about Lady Custodians and not the fact that Indomitors went 400 years, then backwards 180 years, and now we're here. They literally retconned the book so much that the book that came out 2 years later, it had a rewrite. You know, was it Dark Imperium or something that they wrote a book and then like a couple of years later they were like, actually this book makes no fucking sense. We're gonna rewrite it. Why does no one talk about that? Why is it always the women? Fun bits. Red pill was taken from the Matrix, a pill that you take to become woke. Yeah. Which is what they all support without even realizing. Of course, then one Matrix creator came out as trans. Was he the writer or director of it? Yeah, Dark Imperium was meant to be 200 years after Indomitus. Now it's during Indomitus. Both of them. Fucking get it. Get it, kings or queens or NBs. Fucking kill it. Anyway, we've got the woke demagogues infiltrating corporations. I feel like, why would woke demagogues want to be in corporations? Sorry. The Matrix allegory of being trans and always has been. Yeah, I think so. I agree. It's like fucking American Psycho, right? It's the same. People take it as like, oh, look at this fucking Giga Chat. And it's like, this is directed by a woman, bro. It's the point of it. These same criminals against our favorite universe have bull-faced lied to us that female custodians existed this whole time. When we know they did not! They did not! Like, shut up, bro. Shut up, dude. No, they're not getting the princess treatment. They wouldn't have princess. The only thing they've got is a fucking dirty sock. That's all they've got. Calling the sock dirty princess. Not now, but the fucking socks whispering to them like it's the fucking Green Goblin mask. Not now, princess. Further on, we just see how childish and downright pathetic. Oh, sorry. Made me laugh. The hypocrisy. The downright pathetic writings polluting the Warhammer IP with how they try this quirky, not so serious kind of writing in their White Dwarf magazines and blog drops. What are they talking about? When has it ever been serious, bro? It never was serious! It never was serious, you fucking moron! They don't take the setting seriously as true fans or have had any respect what became before in theme and tone. Oh my god! Gazgul Thraka is called Mag Uruk Gazgul Thraka because he was making a fucking joke of Margaret Thatcher. That was the whole point of it. Are you stupid? Are you actually stupid, bro? It's political commentary. That's all it is. It's like most art, it's political commentary. It's not fucking supposed to be taken seriously. It's supposed to be like, huh, that's quite funny. Huh, that's a funny little fucking nod, little reference. That's quite funny. Are you actually stupid, bro? Yes, very clearly, yes. Fuck me. The woke hypocrisy. Orcs are football hooligans. How is that serious? Yeah, literally. Would argue 4K is significantly more grim and serious than earlier releases. Yeah, it is now, 100%. That's why they make little jokes, to remind you. The woke hypocrisy. Remember when GW, the corporate slop gobblers, telling us to essentially fuck off chuds with this piece of gold here? How could you say they bring people together when they actively price out, blacklist, harass, and strike down creators who want to add their passion to the universe we fell in love with so many years ago? Yeah, they don't like racists or like horrible fucking psychopaths. What's so wrong with that? If they didn't care, they wouldn't say shit like fuck off chuds because they just want your money. But they do care about who likes their game, and they don't like Nazis. I don't know if you knew they don't like Nazis. They're actually quite against Nazis, like everybody should be. How does GDU have the balls to say they don't condone or have prejudice when they themselves do every single sin they say they are against? What sin? From blacklisting critics, not really, to actively hating any and all who give the community freedom in the hobby. Community freedom, literally stealing from them. Harass but spelled hairs like rabbits, yeah. How is it diversity if all new characters seem to just be one of tokens to be displayed for a week on a plane to be clapped at by cat moms and purple-haired cocks who hate themselves to the point of extinction? Oh, this is an anti-trans reference, right? This is an anti-trans reference, right? Okay. And those same characters are forgotten by GW. Oh, so you're just transphobic. That's what we're trying to say. So we're just being transphobic. You are literally deranged. You literally have 0 brain cells. And I hope you get hit by a truck. How about that? I hope you get hit by 2 trucks. And I hope you get hit by a truck so hard that the truck doesn't even care. I hope the truck keeps driving. I love that this was posted 5 years ago and they're still mad at it. I love that. I hope they die in fire. I hope you specifically die in a fire. Whoever wrote this post. That is such a disgusting thing to say. Absolutely disgusting. I find it hilarious. It's such a tell when people are mad about that GW statement. There's nothing in here that you could be mad at unless you are a deeply evil, horrible person. Yeah, GW, let's be friends, chud, how dare they? Yeah, if you read this and you are offended, you are a deeply unwell or horrible, horrible human being. Finally, remember when this was the logo, we all smiled when we saw it, and now this is what has become: soulless, lifeless, corporate clean, investor-friendly, community-dead, colourless text. Okay, we talk about the logo now. Sure, whatever. I remember when Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy was fun, when new models came out and books expanding these universes meant something more than a next product. No, you were just a child and you didn't understand. It meant we saw creativity and beauty in grim fashion that spoke to fantasy for escaping our mundane lives to enjoy something more real and grittier. No, you're just a child and you didn't realise you were just being advertised to because you're dumb. But now every week we hear corporate workshops slamming its jackboot down on the throats of their loyal fans and community members, witnessing how far the company has gone and how its downstream affects everything we held dear. Jesus Christ. There is sparks of energy in the old corpse of GW when they somehow not shoot themselves in the foot and allow creative models to leak past their defenses. To me, it feels like if a good thing comes to GW, it's a complete mishap. A happy little mistake that leaked magic before GW corpo devils could spot and kill it. Final thoughts. Wait, did we have a first thought? I'm sick of corporations holding on to universes, worlds that are filled with majesty and fantasy that we love, only for new kinds of suit-wearing, money-hungering skin suit wearers. Suit-wearing skin suit wearers. Choking the life out of them, and it doesn't need to be this way. What? I truly believe GW is a dead corpse with nothing less to provide. He didn't say that a minute ago. He said there are still sparks of energy left of the corpse of GW. Now it's, I truly believe that GW is a dead corpse with nothing left to provide. Like, where are we? Warhammer Fantasy used to have mercenary dwarves led by a character called Long Drong who had rules about flatulence. Very serious. When it comes to writing the solar essence of the worlds they shackle down, they have failed on the gaming front as well, with 4K being so bloated and factions' identity being forgotten for the latest gimmick of the edition. That is a sentence that literally means nothing. Fuck me, how long does this post go on for? The community before, now, and the future should be the ones who take control and decide what the worlds we love go. No, this is exactly the very thing you think you hate. Is, oh, it's making it for just the certain people you don't like, where actually you just want to make it for what you like, which is being racist, being transphobic, and generally being a cunt. That's where we're at. No more agendas. Well, if you wanted to be no more agenda, what you're saying is they should be anti-transphobic and anti-left leaning. That's what you're ultimately saying, because I can get a vibe of what the type of person you are who wrote this. And what you're saying is there should be no more agendas. They should stick to my agenda. Sorry? Oh, you don't like that because the only agenda you don't like is something that doesn't say that people should kill themselves. You know? Something that doesn't comment on something that's about, you know, people with issues try to harm themselves and you just making lights and joke of it, you know? That's what the agenda that you would like. There's only 2 agendas. No more releasing models that are sold as being broken and not for the fun or beauty of the model itself. Enough of the greed and anti-fan practices that an entropy-ridden corporation does. These fucking adjectives is going fucking... I'm losing the plot. We deserve better. We deserve to take back control of our world. It was never yours. And games that set in them. Bring back creative control and finally the love they need. I hope this lasts long enough to spark conversations. Save Warhammer, guys. I'm so glad this has 0 upvotes. Yikes. Stop comment. Is it shared 30? Has he posted 35 times? Oh, the response is good. God, this is the worst. This is the worst post. But I'm glad the response is like fucking actually normal. Let's do a GPT tech check, shall we? No, it's 0% AI, 100% written by a human. This is absolutely wild, dude. This is absolutely crazy. Absolutely pathetic take. You will not be missed. I don't know. I kind of like GW, but okay. Hey, I wouldn't be so racist. I mean, they could always add that bit, right? Holy cringe. Can't take these rants seriously. You sound deranged. If you hate GW so much, then stop playing the game. Dozens of other tables of games you want to see established, if not create your own. Reddit is full of people that need other people to know how upset they are about something. It's so lame. As soon as you started crying about woke, I immediately tuned out to this absolute drivel, and my eyes rolled so far back in my head I could probably set a Guinness World Record for it. Go back to the incel sub, please. We don't want you here. This is 0% artificial intelligence. It's 100% natural stupidity. It's fucking wild, dude. You can tell when someone is a Warhammer tourist when they complain about retcons. Everything in the lore is pretty much a retcon. Even the Primarchs are retcons. You won't be missed. Did it start off well? Start off well there before diving headfirst into anti-woke nonsense? There's someone wrong here. It's funny. Congrats for typing that all by yourself. Maybe call a loved one and say this to them. Fuck. Back in the 80s, Jinu had alternative pronouns for a Slanesh cult of hermaphrodites. Shem or something. Jinu has always been inclusive. Posts like this is from weirdo culture war dorks seeking attention. He's even gone so far to cross-post it places. Snowflake behavior, really. You do realize you won't get the time you spend writing this back, right? He just screams, I support the current thing. Please just finish your turn so we can all go home. Oh, bro, this might be the best fucking comment I've read. Please get a job. Okay. Oh, my goodness. It's always sad to see legitimate criticism wrapped up in cultural bullshit. No one's bigger to lose in the hobby. Just throw out any salient points with that bullshit. Prices could theoretically be better if annoying bigots weren't so fucking desperate to gatekeep everyone out of their hobby. Yeah. So you're a chud. You didn't need 15,000 words to say so. Looks like another chud forgot to take his medicine again. Fuck. Bro, if you're gonna bitch and moan about toys, at least spell check yourself. Wow, my super badass ultra mega cool space knight has a face of a woman. Why does James Workshop hate me? Have mommy change a diaper and take a nap. Oh my god. Be quiet. Fucking hell, dude. This is so embarrassing. How many times have I reposted it? I dread to think what's on this fucking account, man, but I need to know. This is a new account. No post, no comments, no nothing. Can you see, like, the cross posts? If I click this, what'll happen? No. Jesus Christ. This guy needs some fucking meds, yeah. Absolutely fucking crazy, dude. I don't know how you can wake up and write that. You know what I mean? You know, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and just got an anti-woke tirade about nothing. About nothing and everything. Yeah, I think that is the worst post I've ever read, ever. That's why I don't go on Reddit. The chuds are a wee bit too much. Yeah, fucking chuds, man. Oh, I found his second post. I found another post by him, actually. I haven't showered in at least 2 years. Ask me anything. Wow, 2 posts. Games Workshop is evils, and I haven't showered in 2 years. We know. Hey, anyway, chat, my brain is fucking fried after reading that now. My brain is absolutely gone, dude. Yeah, I'm absolutely fried. I'm absolutely bazingered. Some fun now. I don't think I can do fun. I think we might have to call it there, chat. My brain's fried. We might have to end on a downer. Fucking people are horrible, aren't they? I miss doing Wordle. Yeah. I used to Wordle all the time, but then people just did it, like, tuned out mostly. I used to like doing daily games, though. I ain't done it in ages. I was disappointed with the post, but the replies restored my faith in humanity. Yeah, the replies... Thankfully, the replies were good. Thankfully, the replies were good. Yeah, I'm going to call it that, chat. I don't know what else I can give you for today, I'm afraid. I'm hoping to play a game or have a game played on Friday. I'm going to ask 2 people in a little bit. I've just been like busy with like this stuff I was showing you at the start of the stream. That my other things are kind of falling behind. So I need to like get locked in and get that sorted and then carry on with my other shit next week. But I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. It's fun to like dissect some army lists and like dispositions and stuff. And then that post is absolutely crazy, which was... very sad, but also quite funny in the end, thank God. So, that's it. I'm going to call it a day there. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you everyone who's become a member of Super Chatter today. You've been entered to win a Red Corsairs box set. You can enter it for free using exclamation point T ampersand C. And you can find out the full details there. But I appreciate you all watching. And I'll catch you on Friday. Worst comes to worst, we do a stream from home, right? Worst comes to worst, do a stream from home. But I'll try and bring you on Friday. Should be good. Should be a good laugh. So thanks for watching. And I'll see you all then. Appreciate it, and bye-bye for now. I'm also really need a little wee-wee, so that's what probably largely the reason I'm going. It's because I need a wee.